Folks. Hello. All right, part 3. Well, I'm going to continue with this. Some people are doing stuff they didn't do in previous weeks for the meetup. So you must have it back to me today. I'm going to hand in the marks tomorrow. So it's a bit serious. If you didn't do the midterm, you need to be in touch with me. I'm just going to finish off. I did mention at the start that I was talking about Peter Zinnemann's book. And Peter Zinnemann has written this book called The Colonial Bastille. Colonial Bastille, you can't see the book very well. It shows some prisoners. And he talks about the importance of some of the things I already said, women's education inside the prison and the French prisons. When you go to the museum, you can see some aspects of the French prison. Usually, you see the tight cages, and maybe you'll see something like, or in this museum, a guillotine. The guillotine, you know what the guillotine is? Put your head down here like this. Your head down. There's a machine on top of your head, the guillotine. Terrible thing. You can see it inside the War Remnants Museum. That's interesting itself, right? In the Women's Museum, well, why is the guillotine in the War Remnants Museum? The French used the guillotine to execute people. But remember the donkey gun. In the War Remnants Museum, if you go and you see the guillotine, you walk into a room and there it is. You can touch it. But in the French days, the guillotine was put on a platform in a big central square. So everyone could see it, and then they brought the prisoner, and like a performance, they made the crowd watch the execution, a big drum or something like that, right? So you didn't see the guillotine up close. You saw it from far away, and that's a terrible thing. Like a spectacle of death. A spectacle of death, and that somebody's killed, the head falls into a bucket in the central square. So it's interesting that the guillotine is in the museum. In France, it's still not possible to show the guillotine. It's banned. But in Vietnam, we can show it. There's one in Da Nang as well. Who else we can go? I've seen another one here. So, the prison museum is represented inside one floor of the Museum of Summer Women. That's very inspiring. You can see the story of Rousseau, of course. So she was just young, just a teenager. There are many other women who fought within the prison. And their story is also now told because the Women's Museum renovated their collection. It used to just be mostly about Rousseau. And now it's about many other women as well. It also has a picture of the current penalty prison that continued that was built, designed by the French to replace Maison Central, built by the Japanese during the Japanese occupation, started really during the Japanese occupation, and then finished by the French, but then used by the Diem regimes. And then in 1975, taken over by current Vietnam, and it's used still today as a high security prison. That's very interesting. That is still going on. I suppose in the War Remnants Museum, it's interesting that the tiger cages story is told. Remember what I said about who is the museum's audience? they are speaking to Americans. So the French tiger cages, although the Americans also have tiger cages, the story is told as a kind of story of investigative journalism. The American journalists who found out about the tiger cages. Right, they were going on a tour, the government tour, the government took them on a tour in the early 70s of Condal, and they were following the path of the manager of the prison. Look how we got gardens for the prisoners, how we do this for the prisoners back there. But they snuck away, and then they found these tiger cages. Right, and that's how the story is presented. The story is presented that it was American journalists that found the tiger cages. Even though they were American and French tiger cages. So it's like, isn't America great? These journalists can investigate and discover the crimes that America is doing. But now we see these tiger cages in the museum. Here's a picture of the actual tiger cage. Now, what is a tiger cage? Holes in the ground with bars on the top, 6 or 8 people, women usually, or children, live in those. Food is poured down, waste is drained out through a hole. That's it, and many times. So the photographs from Life magazine are reproduced in the museum. So that's, but in Condal, it actually is a museum, but in all remnants and in the Remnants Museum, the photographs from Life magazine tell the story. And that's let's say irony, I guess. I mean, this is another version of the panopticon, right? The same panopticon here in the tiger cage. Instead of the center, now the prison guard walks along and looks down on the prisoners, right? And they are just in a hole, kept in a hole. This form of prison is more like a dungeon. If you want to visit an actual site of one of these museums, it's the Central Library, the Sciences Library in District 1. You can visit on a street. It was renamed Chong Street. After, and in the grounds of the prison, there is a statue of him, a revolutionary that was executed in those very grounds. And you can, in verse 17, like another figure like of this app. And the prison has been turned into a library. They started this project to build a library in 1973, I think. And this is an interesting thing in the debate about abolition. What do you do with the sites of the old prison? Do you remove any memory of them, any trace? Like at Common Court, the old women's prison, which is now just a apartment, and people live there and nobody talks about it? Or do you actively say, we have replaced the prison with a library? To take that institutional power, knowledge, control, and put something about knowledge and education in that place. Part of the abolition movement is to say, yes, we want education, not prisons. We want schools, not prisons. It's like a slogan of the left worldwide. Build schools, not prisons. Close prisons, build libraries. This is a link, I suppose, between Fred Moulton and Stefano Hani's work and what I'm saying here. In some sense, this architecture makes us think that the school is like a prison, but the question of building a revolutionary school inside the prison to make us think that we could replace prison with schools. And I want to discuss that. And actually, I want us to think about this for the final project, for this course. And so what I'm proposing as your assignment for this course is a little bit different to a usual essay. Right? And we're going to spend the next 4 weeks doing it. We're not going to talk too much more about universities or museums or stuff. I want to talk about how many of you. Actually, we'll stop the recording now. Hang on. That's the 3 parts today.